Today, I'll be going over an anime with a much darker tone than usual. Chainsaw Man, first serialized in 2018 of Weekly Shonen Jump, this body of work stands out for its dark comedy, violent nature, gruesome scenes, and a flair on human connection that cast a net of relatability. Although its structure in a traditional anime sense, the actual plot points between the characters who live in a life or death world is flushed out in a unique manner. Make sure to check out the series in its entirety. After Denji saves the life of Power, she grants him a favor. Denji has had a goal of chasing a romantic relationship with a pretty woman in hopes of getting intimate. This acts as his goal and motivation throughout the early parts of the series. This favor consisted of touching the personal parts of Power. To Power, this seems like another stroll in the park. But to Denji, this acts as a life-changing moment that shows a contrast of ideals between the two. This brings me to my first dynamic of the series. Denji's character is brilliantly written. Denji has grown up in a life of poverty with little to no help on navigating the real world. He has no family and only had Pochita, who shared breadcrumbs and faced death through his early years. The author's take on showing a powerful message through Denji shows the talent and weight this series holds. Denji appreciates the little things in life, such as connection, a roof over his head, and food to eat. When in reality, individuals may take this for granted because of how constant and normalized those benefits are within everyday life. Back to the story. After Denji finally accomplishes his goal, he talks to Makema about his feelings after the fact. He mentions after chasing this goal, it doesn't feel as fulfilling as he thought it would. Expressing this, he begins to come to a conclusion and ask if all the goals he seeks would feel rather empty than leaving him satisfied. Makema rebuttals with a strong explanation. She tells Denji that his goals need to have meaning. And if he seeks to have an intimate relationship with someone, it needs to be with someone who he truly cares about. This point is also important. Chasing goals has to bring true happiness and joy, because without it there will be no fulfillment. This conversation between the two gives Denji more clarity and his feelings grow stronger for Makema. The next day, the group that works with Denji on their missions is caught in between a life and death situation. This plot point of the story highlights one of the strongest dynamics within the world of Chainsaw Man. Going on dangerous missions, most contracted members don't make it out alive. Placing individuals in a world of extremes, this usually accelerates the fondness of those who are members of the same group within the story. Life and death moments tend to pull people closer because they strip life down to what actually matters. When the usual noise, status, routines, small grievances, falls away, human connection moves to the foreground. Life and death moments don't just feel different, they temporarily rewire how the brain functions. During these moments, the brain shifts from long-term planning and social performance to raw survival and connection. This is something that is displayed throughout the story. The group can only watch helplessly as Denji is fighting the Eternity Devil. A wild, gruesome battle that places the lives of the others in Denji's hands. As they watch, they all notice how crazy Denji really is, and believe there is a chance they get out alive. The battle lasts days, which puts everyone in a weird position, needing rest while they periodically check on the battle from time to time. Talk about a stellar career. Denji finally overcomes the devil and they get out with traces of another adversary they all look to hunt down. After some time, and a bunch of recovery, the group thinks it's a great time to go out to eat with one another. In celebration, and cherishing moments, they all go to a restaurant that serves a variety of foods. Other members from different teams are invited and everyone gets to know one another. They really go all out, buying drinks and letting their guards down. It shows another example of the job's risk, not knowing if it's your last day. This brings the group together to enjoy what time they do have. This shows the depth of Chainsaw Man as a series, and also relatability, because people tend to lean towards gathering and sharing fond moments when realizing life isn't promised. However, that doesn't stop Denji. During the battle with the Eternity Devil, a promise was made. Himeno promised to kiss Denji if he defeated the devil. He quietly reminds her as she mentions she's not drunk enough yet. Makema shows up late to the party asking Denji who is kissing who, which catches him off guard. After Makema settles in with the group, the entire table begins taking drinks. Makema insisted after the group asked for information she planned on keeping a secret. This leads to Himeno getting wasted and Denji patiently waiting for an opportunity to get frisky with her. However, things continue to drag on and Denji completely forgets about the kiss. Himeno leans in, unexpectedly locking lips with Denji. He begins to get excited, while the moment abruptly takes a turn for the worse. Himeno, well, she throws up in Denji's mouth, which ruins the party for him. Denji spends the rest of the night in the restroom getting emotional support. He feels humiliated having to remember this moment as his first kiss. Everyone else begins to gather to say their goodbyes. Makema notices Denji isn't around as she seemed to wait for him. He wakes up in an unexpected place, unaware of his surroundings. When he finally comes to, he sees Himeno. She mentions not remembering taking him to her place. She continues to flirt with him. Denji realizes the situation and is unsure of how to feel. Himeno gets closer to him, rubbing on his face, and asks if he would like to take things further.